This is Jackie.
Hi, this is Diane.
And you're listening to HomeBodiesOnly, where we welcome all bodies to join us as we break down and dissect HBO series. And today we are diving in to the first episode of Pretty Little Liars Original Sin. This is Chapter 1, Spirit Week. Yes, HBO Max released freaking the first 3 episodes. Of course, with our schedules, there is no way we would have been able. Basically, we can sneak in one recording, and we are recording this on the day of release. So we're doing episode 1. So let's.
The day it came out.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
It's very cool. Like, we literally just stopped watching it. What? You just stopped? You just finished watching?
15 minutes ago.
I
stopped.
I was like an hour ago, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think I finished.
Fresh as can be,
Yeah.
people.
So
Buckle your seatbelts for this.
yes, this was
Hopefully you are if you're listening in your car right now.
right.
Sorry.
Oh my
So
god,
corny.
so bad. Okay. Oh, we'll just introduce ourselves because we might get new listeners with this show.
Oh, cool.
My name is Jackie. I am a speech pathologist at an elementary school, and I work with Diana here. She is my work wife. Do you want to say what you do?
That's right. Yeah, my name is Diana. I am the work wife, and I am the school psychologist in the same elementary school as Jackie.
Yes, and we live in the Hudson Valley, where a lot of this show was filmed, which is very cool.
So we'll have definitely some takes on that and some gossip.
I did get a little bit of scoop today from a connection I have. I don't know if she wants me to say her name yet or not, so I won't say the name yet. I don't know. Right. She is actually going to tell me some more stuff. She can't tell me until tomorrow. She's on a film set right now. She was like busy. I'm like, I'm sorry to bother you. I need to know more locations. And she's like,
but we can
I can
say
let you
that
know tomorrow.
Yeah, but the hookup we can say is somebody who worked
yes.
behind the scenes on the show. We can say that.
Yep, definitely.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and she likes to talk about it. So, okay. So I just wanted to say the series was developed by Roberto Aguirre Sacasa. I have no clue if I'm saying that right. And Lindsay Calhoun. It's the 4th television series in the Pretty Little Liars franchise, which is based on the novel series written by Sarah Shepard. I don't think either one of us, right, has seen Pretty Little Liars.
I did not watch any of them.
No.
And this was picked up by HBO, right? It was not on HBO originally,
The other
correct?
one. No. Like originally,
Like
I think it was like a
the
CW or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought, I was like, oh God, I hope we kind of know what's going on. And yeah, it doesn't matter that we didn't watch the other ones. In fact, I found that out on a Facebook group today. The Pretty Little Liars Original Sin Facebook group. Okay, I thought I would say some of the cast names, just to get that done. Like Imogen Adams, who's sort of like, it's an ensemble cast, but she's kind of like a main character, is Bailey Madison. Noah is played by Maya Rafiko. Chandler Kinney is Tabby. I'll go to the ladies here. Mallory Bechtel is Karen and Kelly. I thought it was
twins.
I didn't. What the person I was talking to today, she actually called them the twins, so I thought they were twins. Then I was like, oh, it's the same person. Malia Piles is Minnie. Am I missing anybody from that? Oh, no, I don't think so. I said Noah.
Mouse?
Oh, that's Mouse. Her name is Minnie. I don't know. So,
okay.
I don't know. I can't believe it says Minnie on here. I'm on like, I don't know what I'm on right now. I'm on the internet. The internet. They have a name. It's funny. They have the name of Mouse's mom here, but they don't have the other moms. Anyway, I won't actually go into the moms. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go into the moms right now. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back. Okay. The town.
Familiar face. Chip.
Yes.
Chip
well,
is,
funny.
Yeah.
We were talking about Virgin River. Oh yeah, I have his name here too. Did I forget to?
But he's actually from Sweet Magnolia.
Yes, and we were just talking about that show.
Similar show. Love it.
Carson Rowland is his name.
Yes.
Carson Rowland. So this yeah, he's cute. this is supposed to take place in a town called Millwood, Pennsylvania, and I don't know if that's a real place. I don't think it is, actually. I don't know.
And if it is, it's outside of Pittsburgh, right?
Right.
'Cause they probably somewhere near Pittsburgh, I would think.
Because they show
on that side of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Starts off
at Old Savannah. Sorry.
No, it wasn't Old Savannah. I know where it was. It was driving.
That wasn't?
No. That was driving
what?
me nuts. That's not Old Savannah.
Why did that look like Old Savannah?
Because it did. It did look like Old Savannah. Old Savannah didn't come to mind. I kept. Well, Old Savannah is a restaurant here in Kingston, in the area. So this was a place called Basilica in Hudson.
Oh.
Yeah, it's this music, art, film, sustainable commerce and community is what it's called. I was like, I've seen it in Hudson. Not that I've been to Hudson a lot, but I've definitely seen it, like driven past it. And I said to Dave, my husband, I'm like, have you been there before? He's like, no. Okay. Because at first I was like, wait, Helsinki? I've been to Helsinki. I don't even know if that's still there, but that was like a club where they have live music. It looks very old-fashioned. He's like, no. I'm like, no, because that looked more like a theater. So anyway, that was the place. Even though it was like a terrible tragedy that happened, okay, there's a couple things. I was actually going back and forth texting with the woman from the show, and I was like, that first scene was like eerily beautiful, and she's like, yeah, the way they did the lighting, but then they'd make the color, it would be dark, but the colors would kind of pop, and it was very, I thought, well done. But we just got done doing a Euphoria, and do you feel like this is like Disney compared to Euphoria? I mean, I know crazy things are happening in this show, but it just seems so less dark.
Oh, yeah, this was more, it was funny. I was like, I wonder if there was any writers that were involved because some mouse. I was like, mouse.
I know, another mouse.
And then I was like, I just wrote in my notes too. I was like, okay, so when they start like December 99, I was a senior in high school, and this was more like in line with the times, and like it was more relatable to me than Euphoria's high school.
Yes.
And even when we fast forward to now in this show,
yeah.
I was like, okay, this is a little bit more of an accurate representation, if you will.
Yeah, it was a little.
So yeah, it is more like Disney versus
I was like, this is
what
like
we've
Disney,
been watching,
even though it's supposed to be a horror show or like whatever.
This is like budget. No,
I'm like, she kills herself. I'm like, okay, I'm kidding. Sorry, sounds terrible.
Yeah,
okay,
it's dark, but in a after watching that, this is like lighthearted.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so the first scene is at this place, and it's New Year's Eve, right before we hit the year 2000, which was significant. I remember I was not in the city because we were all scared that everything was going to explode. We didn't know what was going to happen when it was Y2K. And so I was up in Killington. Anyway.
Oh, in Vermont.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I wanted to point out. Okay, so this one girl, Angela, is like crying. She keeps asking people, like, we're kind of seeing it from her point of view, right? Well, we did see her face too. She's like, wants help, right? She's like, help.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is she basically the older type of character centered around Karen? I just need to ask you that now. No? Okay, never mind.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I'll tell you maybe later if we dive into that why I thought like never mind. Keep going.
Because the stuff that's happening.
I'm already starting to like after watching, I was like trying to like create my own theory about.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are and trying to figure out.
Yeah.
So she's asking for help. Her makeup is really running, and there's like look like blood on her face. So I just have to point out when she goes up to Sydney. Sydney is wearing. And Sydney kind of looks at her, and then it's Davy who's like, no, ignore her or something like that. But anyway, so Sydney is wearing this, I don't know what you want to call it. I hate to say cardigan because it was like more clubbish than that. But it was hot pink, and it had like a faux fur collar. It was like a very thin like sweater, I guess, if you want to call it. But it was like for a club. One of my friends, I don't know which one because we all borrowed it, had literally the exact same thing, but in a light purple, like very light purple. And we all borrowed it. I'll never, because I have a picture of me in that. and I have to find it. I was just like, I've worn that. Like, so that was very accurate. I also noticed, I thought that they had on like the lighter lipstick with the darker lip liner. I thought I caught that on Angela.
That was a thing.
Or Sydney. Angela, her lipstick was probably just messed up. But like, I thought Sydney, and I actually was going to ask my connection there, but I didn't. We'll talk tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't a thing, but I thought so. And this was around the time that that we all wore this sweater thing was in 1997, because I know it's when we went to LA. And when we went out to LA at that time, there was no smoking allowed, where in New York you still smoked. Everybody could smoke in bars and clubs. So you could you would come home and you stunk. Like your clothes, you could never wear those clothes again. I mean, but when we went to LA, there was no smoke. So we weren't like, I guess, apparently sweating or anything. So we would borrow each other's clothes because it didn't smell. We were so happy. Anyway, I think that's when I wore it.
College.
Yeah.
We all recycled like the same, like going out outfits for sure.
Yeah. So I wanted to point out the song that was playing was from 1987, which I was like, that was kind of weird. It was New Order. The song's Blue Monday. Now, I just can't get enough. I just can't get it. It was that song. So after Sydney is like told to ignore Angela by Davy, that's when Angela climbs up basically to the rafters in the place and kills herself. All right. So flash to 2021, we have Imogen and her mom, who we find out is Davy. Imogen is pregnant. Her former friend, Karen, which I thought was kind of funny, comes over. The mom calls her the B word, and she's like, Mom. So when Karen comes in, there was like a letter for Davy, and so she gives it to her, and it is a copy of the invitation to that party where Angela killed herself, and she's like freaked out. So then, I also noticed in the living room, this house, all the houses had like really bad like wallpaper, like the houses looked creepily old, but yet like there was
like cool
always
Victorian, but like not updated.
Yeah,
Victorian.
and there was always like the light. I looked at the one scene when Karen walks in. The light coming from outside the window, which was outside, was purple. It was like a light purple. So it's like the lighting and stuff and the tones. It's like.
Did you recognize I was trying to place the house across from the cemetery.
It's not Sorgady's.
Cemetery.
I don't.
That's not Sorgady's.
I didn't get that confirmed yet, but I do not believe. I believe it is not Sorgady's, and I did some research, and it sounds like I think they did a lot of the house shots in Catskill, New York.
I was gonna say I didn't think. We know that there was a lot shot here, and I remember I was on the.
Yes.
I signed up. So I filled out and sent headshots to. The casting, whatever, I forget what it was called, the casting company and I would get like messages and emails and stuff about like, joining in at this place or the Saugerties High School or here. And it was always like when we were working, but I thought it would be like a cool thing because I did do that years ago for a movie that was shot in Caro, New York, and Catskill. Oddly enough, they did a lot of both, but. Anyway, I was thinking, they didn't do all of the filming, but some of those emails would talk about going up towards Albany or some of the towns were further up the way in like Greene County. And I was like, okay, so maybe you're right.
That
they shot them up there.
I'll get the confirmation tomorrow because I want to.
Yeah.
She couldn't answer all my questions today.
They film a lot of shows and movies in our area, that's for sure.
It's increasing.
And it's more and more. I feel like as the time goes on.
And Diana almost did it in the one that was at the Sorgady's High School, but it was last fall, and we were all still wearing masks. And you were going to be in a gym with like 200 people. You had to get a COVID test. It was kind of scary at the time.
It was.
If they film again, we are both, or at least you are going to be, we're definitely doing the extras thing. And because we can look like we're in high school. We just have to be far away. Well, me, I have to be a little farther away. And Even if we have to take off work, I'm sorry, because we have to experience it.
Personal days.
Even if it sucks.
We just can't get paid for it. We'll just be like, oh, it's for... No, wait. It's research.
Do whatever we want. Anyway, okay, we're digressing. Yeah, anyway, the light, it like, just the way this is filmed, the way the girls dress, the way the lighting is, everything looks a little storybook. Maybe that's the word? I don't know how to explain it.
Well, it makes it... I would agree with that, because I even wrote in my notes, I'm so confused on the time, because we fast forward, but the fashion didn't catch up exactly. Like, what did I like? Is
It's
this
not
part
even
of that
though-
franchise, or if it's really the fantasy of I don't know.
I think
Like some of the stuff, I was like, that's not how girls dress right now. But you have a cell phone, so we're not flashing back anymore. I'm like, okay, so it is. I'm current. We're in the current times,
Yeah.
but there's a scene with like an old school police car. I was like, all right, so how backwards is this community? Like,
yeah, and everything is kind of run down and looking kind of dilapidated. But I think that, again, we have never watched the other Pretty Little Liars. I don't know if that's the style of, it might be kind of the style of all of them. And then the girls dress.
School that's vacant that they used, right?
I don't know
Did
if that
we
was
find
a
out
school.
which school they-
I'm gonna. I
Okay.
don't think that's a school. If that's a school, it looks terrible. The hallways were super narrow too. I noticed.
Yeah.
But I gotta find that out. I was dying to figure out where the school was or that building they used. I don't think it was an actual school. Maybe at one point it was a school, but I don't think it's a current school. Anyway, basically, Karen comes over. There's a mention about Greg, her boyfriend. He's in the car. We find out that supposedly Imogen kissed Greg at a party. That's why Karen and Imogen aren't friends anymore. And Karen was there to like get clothes from her that she had lent her, and then she gets pissed and they walk out in the hallway. So basically, they find Imogen's mother dead in the bathtub. It's overflowing. It looks as though she killed herself. Then, next scene, after the girls are like, ah, like screaming, they pan. Did you recognize the bridge? No, you probably know.
Oh, yeah.
That red bridge. Okay, so they pan the red bridge that's in Sorgeties. In the background is Diamond Mills.
Yeah.
I think that's all that we saw. And then they showed the Basilica building again and said Millwood, welcome to Millwood or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, ah! It was so cool. It was so cool to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to tell you. So that I've told you this probably before, but the red bridge runs over what's called the Esopus Creek, and there's the Sorgeties Beach, which is disgusting. And that's where me and my sisters all learned how to swim. It is, I mean, it was tough. Like, we had to literally swim out to a tree. We had to learn, we learned a lot. It was the most disgusting water. I'll never forget a kid next to me found a hubcap. He was like, I found a hubcap! Like, pulls out I was like, what? And then I remember I opened my eyes once by mistake, and I could never do this dive again because it was all yellow. That's all I saw. It was yellow. It was terrible. It was always freezing, too. I'd be like, ah, blah, blah, blah. And I remember, like, my mom's, like, watching me from the sides. I'd just be like, like, I hated it. But I can swim. My freaking son gets swimming lessons in our pool.
I know, right? Like private
God.
lessons.
And he's like, no, he loves it, actually. And I'm like, when I told him he was going to have swimming lessons at our pool, he was like, no. I'm like, are you kidding? When I was your age, back in my day, I was in the sewer.
Take him down there sometime and give him the tour and
He's
go
seen it
fishing for hubcaps.
Oh, my God. I
Condoms,
think it got
I
a
don't
little
know.
better. I know. Oh, my God. I can't imagine.
Could do like a scavenger hunt down there. Oh my God, that's
Oh,
bad.
God. All right. Anyway. Okay. So now we're at a month later, and come to find out, Imogen is staying with her friend Tabby. Her mother is Sydney. So she's the Sydney with the puffy, the shirt, the cardigan
shirt.
thing that I have, that I wore.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to point out, like, it's morning, right, in their house when they're sitting at the table, and there is this weird haze in the background. Like, everything's a little funky, and the wallpaper, I remember, was terrible. So we do find out in this scene that Tabby works at the movies. She's going to be working that night or something, right? So the next scene, I took a picture of it. The next scene, Imogen is sitting on the bed, and she's looking through an album. She looks like Alice in Wonderland. Did you see? Here. I don't know if you can see it because I don't know what you can see. There we go.
Yeah.
Look at her stocking. So she has on like a blue dress, white knee highs, then these like pink.
Again.
Mary Jane's. So I texted my friend there, my newfound friend, and I was like, Imogen looks like Alice in Wonderland. She's like, I know. Didn't they do like a cool job? Like, they want it to look like that, obviously. Anyway, their last name is Hayworth, and like I said, it's Sydney. And they come to find out, the girls, that their moms were friends, and they had no idea.
Right.
Probably because of this tragedy. So Sydney Hayworth is going to be selling their old house for her, whatever. So she asked the girls to go back there, like drop the key off or something. Or says something about dropping the key off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Sure, no problem. Let me just go to where my mom committed suicide.
Yeah. So Imogen, So Imogen like freaks out. So Tabby walks up and puts it under the mat or whatever, and then there's a person that I don't know why, but every time they showed the creepy person, I started to laugh.
I know.
So I don't know why, but it didn't like scare me. I mean, it would if it was in person.
No, if it was real. It was like, this is like an 80s scary person.
It does. It was like
something out of like Friday the 13th.
I just think it's funny that they just stand there and look scary. Yeah. So you're like they don't have a weapon. Why don't they just like punch them or something? Like, I don't know. Or like, instead this time they didn't see it, but every time the one showed up, I just started to laugh. I don't know why I thought it was funny. Okay, so let's see. Where am I here? So then they go to the high school, which is interesting looking again. It's whatever. It looks very, run down, but yet there's like, it's Spirit Week. And Imogen's like, oh my God, I choose this week to like come back, whatever. Karen at first is acting like she's nice, and she's like, she's running for Spirit Queen, which I guess is like homecoming queen, right? I would think.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we had what was called Mum Queen. Nobody ran for it. I was in the mum court. You get voted. You just, your classmates, vote.
Yeah, there was nominations.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. That was like, normally it's supposed to be 3 people. It's supposed to be the mum queen and then 2 members of her court, which I know sounds so funny. But so there were actually 4 of us, and I'm still actually good friends with the other 3. So, and that's not how we became friends. We were friends already. But supposedly me and my friend Michelle had a tie, but I had found out that it wasn't actually a tie. It was very close, and I guess it was the secretary at school that was counting the votes, and she's like, I just didn't want to pick. I just felt bad, so she like had us both. I don't know which one of us got more votes, but I don't care. Michelle Smith is now a brain surgeon, and I'm a speech pathologist, so we know who probably won that one. Who's winning in life now? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no.
That's a tough job. No. Anywho, where am I here? We're trying to get to know the characters, right? So like, there's a girl named Farron. She walks in, and Karen's like, Karen's like, Farron, and Farron's just like, whatever, like ignores her. So it looked like that was one person that she kind of like wanted to like her. That's what it looked like kind of at first. There is that girl named Mouse. There's a girl named Mouse, and so Karen calls her Rodent. Mouse is looking at a poster for a group called Spectrum. It's like LGBTQ, I think, the group. And I don't know, Karen says something rude, and so then Mouse gives her the finger, and Mouse turns and bumps into Noah, who we see is wearing an ankle tag, I guess. Come to find out, she clearly had gotten into trouble with drugs, so she has to do a drug test every day. She has to do community service, all that stuff. Anyway, actually, I don't think we didn't know exactly what she was giving her the pee, and it was really funny because you could see this urine sample like sitting on the desk. It was like really close to the camera. I don't know if you noticed that. And I was like, oh, drug test, because we're coming off from Euphoria. I'm like,
oh yeah,
I know what that's for. We are like so schooled now. Okay, where am I here?
She doesn't look as troubled as Rue by any means, but we're in. She doesn't. Where are we?
Millwood.
Millwood.
So Noah's boyfriend's name is Sean. We find out because we see him in the hallway, and
Yeah.
she is basically on this like house arrest for like 3 more weeks. And what's funny though, I mean, I could be wrong. Where am I getting this information from? Oh, I know what. No, I'm getting this from Real Housewives. This is a real thing. You didn't have to be at home. You just had to. I mean, you couldn't go far, but you had a curfew. Like you could go places. So I don't know why she can't go to like a school.
Yeah, I remember
dance or
that
whatever.
from The Staircase. Oh, did they not? Never mind. I might confuse
You're probably
the
talking about the
Staircase
documentary.
show and not in the documentary.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's all right.
But yeah, I do remember. That's how
so
I found out about like the little ankle thingies.
Yeah, I don't know why she can't
Ankle thingies.
I know. I looked it up. I'm like, what is it called? The ankle tag. I don't. She called it something else. I don't know. Okay, so, she's talking to him and talking about the situation, and then he walks away, and right away she gets a text. The girls basically whose
Right.
mothers, we'll just shorten it right there, whose mothers were involved
Yeah.
with this, or seem to have been friends with this Angela, are all getting texts from an unknown number. And this one says, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime, right? Didn't it say something like that? And then she says,
Yeah.
who is this? It says, your conscience or whatever, conscience. And she's like looking around. I was like, it has to be someone who just saw her. Anyway, then we have Tabby in film class. There's the kid from Virgin River. No, from Sweet Magnolia.
he's from
Sweet Magnolia. I'm
Sweet
sorry. I
Magnolias.
don't know why I'm confusing those two.
Chip.
Chip. She's arguing with the teacher, about basically the film list that he gave to them, because it sounds like it's probably all white men directed. She gets the text asking her what her favorite scary horror movie is or something like that, and she looks around. I think she thinks it's Chip. And then what the heck what did they write back? Oh, it says, who is it? Who is this? And they say Peeping Tom. Teacher. Oh, next scene we have Imogen. And isn't that interesting that the teacher's talking about the Scarlet Letter? Isn't that funny? And that's the whole like symbol. So that A of the Pretty Little Liars, like,
Yeah.
what do you want to call it? Graphic? I don't know. That red A, like slashed A. I thought of Scarlet Letter, and I also thought of anarchy, the sign for anarchy. And, oh my gosh, Kurt Cobain, the most popular song, like the first song, hello, 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 hello,
Yeah.
in the lip sync. Sorgani's lip sync used to be a big deal.
Oh boy.
I don't know if you remember, in the video, they had cheerleaders, and they were cheering and like almost like
Doesn't that smell like
zombies.
Teen Spirit?
Yes, thank you.
You're
Right.
welcome.
Excellent.
Dude,
that was
we're
like
such a great
92.
team.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was the jam.
Right? Or
that
90.
whole album was the
90.
jam.
I know. So,
But I do remember that video. You
The
know, when
cheerleaders.
MTV actually played videos.
yes. And so we were at, us real cheerleaders were asked to be on the stage. I mean, I was in a lot of the lip sync acts because I'm a ham.
Of course.
And we had red tank tops, and we did the A's. Is that how we did it, or
Yeah.
am I reversing it? We did the A's with like black tape, I think, and we made them, and we cheered in slow motion, and we had like deadpan faces, so it was fun. I liked it. We were edgy. We're such
edgy.
rebels. Okay. Yeah, where are we here? Okay. Teacher talking. Yeah. So Imogen gets a text that says to look out the window. And it's funny a lot of them, when they first get the text, they kind of smile. And then when she looks out the window, there's the thing. Like she's like standing
Like
there.
a Grim Reaper or something.
But I was like, there's a creepy person. And then I don't know. Then she's like, oh, whatever. Of course, the teacher's calling on her about the Scarlet Letter, and I don't know, which was weird. So then we go to Mouse, and Mouse gets the text, and she's asked if she can come out and play. She doesn't reply, right? Isn't she the one that
Right.
doesn't reply? I'm like, yeah, there you go. Don't reply. Is it her that doesn't reply? Yeah.
I feel like she just blocks it.
I was like, good for
Isn't
her.
it her?
Yes, she blocks it. I was like, yeah, hello. Like the other ones are like, who is this?
Yeah.
No. So then we have dance class, ballet, which was like, they were all, that's in the school. It's like, what? I don't know.
Yeah.
That was super serious. So Farron gets the part of Black Swan. Karen gets the part of Siegfried's mother. I don't know. And of course, Karen is all upset. And Farron gets a text too that says she's going to slay as the Black Swan. And she's like, "Thank you. Who is this?" And then I don't remember if the person. I don't remember what they said to her for some reason. Farron calls her mother. Her mother's in Pittsburgh to tell her she got the part. You know, that's when we come to find out her mother was also one of the friends, because she's like, "You never come to my school things." And they like flash to her like there. First of all, why would you live in the town where this terrible thing happened? Would you stay there?
Right.
I wouldn't stay there.
Right. No.
I would move out of there. I'd probably move out of the
Peace
country,
out.
possibly. I don't even know. I'd definitely go someplace far, far away. Especially that it's so dilapidated and, you know, they have cold winters and, you know.
Clearly not a Zara or a H&M or a Marshall's within 50 or 100 miles. I don't know. Where
I don't know what's going on there. Imogen, we see her. She's freaking out. She's having like a panic attack. She goes to the nurse. She asks, she wants to have an abortion. She's 6 months pregnant. That's not going to happen. Then we see Noah. She's doing her cleaning up probably for like her hours. I'm sure she has to do community hours. Yeah.
Of course. Here we go with the dad
Yeah,
in the HBO
and
series.
Karen-
Like a total tool.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Karen and Kelly's
Karen's dad, of course, is
Yeah.
the lead sheriff in the
Yep.
community
And he's,
here.
and apparently they make a lot of money in this too. I've noticed. I mean, like you said. By the way, I'm totally interrupting
I was
this.
like, oh,
to
all right.
say,
Here's Cal from Euphoria.
yeah.
Again, we're just
Be the best you can be. I know. I'm like, Calvin, it's the same. I think I said the same thing. Of course. He's like, you better be the best. Do your best. By the way, Tabby is wearing, and it didn't click until finally. Okay, I think it clicked when she went into the locker room and pulled out that bug device. We find out it's a camera. She had a camera set up in the locker room. I was like, that is Euphoria as well. So
yeah.
we got a camera. She has a sweatshirt on and says "Do the Right Thing," and I believe it's from the movie "Do the Right Thing" by Spike Lee. Mm-hmm. Do you know that movie?
I do remember that
Okay,
movie.
good. Okay, it's from
How
1989.
long ago was that?
1989.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I just wanted to point that out. So she works at the movies. So does Chip. Now we go back to Noah. Gosh, sorry. Noah sees the creepy dude in the window
Dear me.
in the dilapidated building, which I just thought was funny. And I was like, why? I said, I don't know why it made me laugh. I think that's when it like first really started to make me laugh. I said, why doesn't she just take a picture with her phone? Like that's everybody does that. Like just take a picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then so she runs, she goes, and of course she catches the sheriff getting pleasured by a young boy.
Yeah.
I was like,
of course.
Okay.
Yep.
Like, oh, come on. Yeah.
The head honcho.
She saw that. Yeah.
Karen's dad. Here we go.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, oh, and that's what I wrote when I was like, oh, it's Cal from Euphoria.
Cal
oh, okay.
Jacobs. but not as
Right.
slick, like not as
Right,
cool,
right.
not as actually rich as Cal Jacobs. Not as dirty probably either in terms of, Okay. All right. So we go to the movies. Okay. So I think we see the inside of the theater first, and I was like, oh, it looks a lot like the Orpheum, but it looks too big. And the Orpheum is in Sororities. So I don't know yet where this part is filmed. If it's, oh yeah, I want to tell you too, a lot of things were also filmed in, I have never heard of it. It's called Upriver Studios, and it's in Sororities. It's a big like warehouse studio, and I guess it's a woman-owned studio.
I feel like I've heard of this studio from the boutique. Our friend Tiffany, who owns the boutique in Saugerties, she talked about a film studio in Saugerties.
Yeah, and I saw the address. I'm like, I don't know. I'll look it up and I'll figure out where it is. But
isn't it? It's closer to the Thruway, right? Isn't it on that side of
Oh.
Saugerties?
Oh,
I
think
feel like
I know where
could
it
be
is.
wrong. I totally
think
could
I
be
know where
wrong,
it
but I
is.
think it is.
I think it used to be a performing arts center before that,
Okay.
and I think it was something else before. I think I know what you're talking about.
Maybe that could be it. We'll have to
We'll
look
find
into
out.
it.
Yeah, because they do have
But
an
yeah, I was-
address.
I was like, wait, the outside of that theater, it looks like one
The
of like,
outside
old
was
theater.
the Orpheum.
Yeah.
in
Yes.
Sororities. Yes.
But when we went in, I was like, wait, I've only been in there once with you to see, I can't remember, like
we saw
Bad Moms
Bad
or
Moms
whatever.
Christmas. Yeah, we saw Bad Moms Christmas.
and I
there.
was like, I don't remember it being big.
It
like
it
that.
was too big. That's what Dave said, because I was like, "Are you sure?" I kept showing it to my husband. He's like, "It's it's too big. But they
So
really either they went
made it-
somewhere or they made it look.
Or it was a studio.
And
That's
it was a hot mess in there. I was like, everything is really a hot mess. That like the school
it's like
was
popcorn
messy
on the floor. It's like everything's like
there was
nobody
popcorn
cleans.
all over the floor, all over the counter. So she's discussing horror movies with this manager, and they were very flirty. And I was kind of like grossed out because I didn't think he was. I kind of thought he was a tool, and he's in college,
agreed.
but I don't know if he's still in college. Like, I don't know.
So what do we think she is? Like 17, maybe, or so?
I would say
Or are we
16 or
placing these
17.
girls?
I'd say 16 or 17. You know, Well, I would think for Spirit Queen or whatever the heck it's called, I would think that would be seniors, which would probably be 17.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. It's just, and I don't even think he was that cute. So I
didn't think so.
She
Not
asked,
charming at all either.
No, and not like he was like a jerk, but he was just like whatever.
He's full of himself.
Yeah, and he's managing a movie theater. I was very confused on that whole thing. Yeah,
Good
she
for
wants to host a double feature.
No offense to movie managers. I don't mean like any disregard, but like he's acting as if like he's like the CEO of like
he also
Amazon or something.
went to NYU Film School.
Right,
But he's managing a movie there. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so she asks him about hosting a double feature movie night for the high school kids, and she's like, like basically the tickets will be free, but they have to pay for the food or whatever. And he was like, okay, and blah blah blah. That's what I wrote. Imogen goes back to her house, to the mom's room. She's smelling her perfume
By herself.
Yeah, I know. By herself. Nothing happened. But
would you ever?
No. Also, like, they're selling that house. They didn't clear anything out.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
It's as is.
It's like
Blood in the
someone
tub
killed
and all.
themselves here. There's their perfume. There was something like a towel on the bed. Like, I don't know.
Here's the blood smears. No, it's all good. Just put up a shower curtain over by the clawfoot tub. No big deal.
No
over
big
there.
deal.
Just keep them moving here.
Yeah.
Full of charm. Full of charm.
Lots of charm. She was looking at the picture of the sonogram from the baby. She flashbacks to the sonogram. Then she does find the flyer. Mm-hmm. So then we're back to
sticking in a book, like out, like
I
kind of
know,
like a CD. No.
Yeah, like Euphoria. So. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So we're back to Tabby. Wes offers to drive her home. So they like just pull over somewhere, which I thought was kind of weird. And
so we could like spark up.
Yeah, he starts smoking a cigarette though, wasn't it a cigarette?
Yeah, it didn't look like
he had an
anything,
old school car also.
Yeah, he had like a I don't know what that was.
That was an old school
not
car.
a Mustang. It was like a Camaro.
I don't know.
Who knows?
But it was old. Like, I don't know. It was big, wasn't it? So he starts smoking. He's like, I talked to my professors about you. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Whatever. Then the creepy guy shows up again, or girl. I don't know. And I was like, And Wes is like, I'm going to get out. He's going to get out. And she's like, hello.
Yeah.
Like, she names like horror movies, where it's like, don't do it. And then we find out that Tabby had the camera in the locker room. I'm like, what is going on? Okay. So then we go to Farron for like a minute. I don't know, the ballet, whatever she is, teacher.
Yeah.
Which I don't get. She's like, chose her to be Black Swan, but she's like a jerk to her. It's like very confusing. And she's like, she names, oh God, I forgot the name of the school. She names a ballet school, which I think is for Black people, I think. So she's like, I don't know, I think Farron mentions another one, and she's like, oh, well, we wouldn't want anyone to find out your secret. Then they show her that she had scoliosis, and I'm like,
I was like,
what? This is not. My sister still had, I can't say she had scoliosis. She still has it, but she had to wear a brace. She had to freaking wear a brace, and only at night. I mean, I remember when she was diagnosed with this, we were like, we thought she was going to have to wear one like in the day. There were people, they don't do that
there
anymore,
was
I
kids
don't
in
think.
my school that had that whole brace all day at
and
school.
then, did they have like, wasn't there like a head brace part too for some people? I'm like, what the hell? My sister, I'll never forget, we used to drive to Florida for our vacations all the way to the tip where my aunt had a house in Marco Island, and we would drive through the night. Yeah, we would drive through the night because it was faster, and I had to put her brace on her, help her. My dad never stopped. Like, he was like, and we didn't wear seatbelts, and she laid across the back seat, and I'm pulling. I can still feel it. How you
it's like
adjust.
a corset.
Yes,
in the back,
and you
right?
pull it and you pull it. Yeah. And then she probably slept in the car like that. Like, what the what? I just realized it's terrible. Okay, but I don't know the scoliosis secret. I just don't. I didn't get that. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
clearly she can dance and stand up straight. So I don't understand why this is a secret. I mean, I know they're tough on ballerinas, but I don't know. Okay. So then we go to Imogen. The principal calls her in and says the high school might not be the best place for her because she triggers other classmates. And obviously that was Karen that went and complained. Now we're back. Oh, so she goes to the cafeteria and she just like...
Probably the best scene in the
yeah,
whole
it was a
show.
great scene. She basically reams her a new one, Karen. Then she goes after Greg, the tool boyfriend. So I think Karen's like, "You don't belong here," or something, and I'm like, whatever. And then Imogen's like, "You know what? I'm going to run for Spirit Queen," and she's going to run against her. And I was like, "Ha, okay." Now we're at the Beasley's house, which is Karen and Kelly's house, and they're at dinner. Very Stepford Wives looking, and Karen's upset, and I wrote, "Dad is a douche." She's saying, "Why do you, don't you have nice clothes and we have all nice things? Because I'm the best at what I do."
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I didn't know Cher was, made a lot of money, so I don't know. That's why they have all the nice things. I mean, I'm not saying they don't make money, but I don't know. It's just kind of, I don't know, funny to me.
The
So
mom and the
I
poor
know.
mother is like, looks like a
Of course.
robot.
Yes. Like, she looks
course.
like she's constipated, kind of, too. And telling her if she wants to be the best, like, you got to work for it, blah, 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 blah. So now we go to Noah. Oh, did I cut out that part? Where Noah, meets Ash? I thought I had that part. Because I'm not at that part. I'm past it.
And I was like,
Basically-
like ashtray?
Oh, my God. I didn't even
all
think
day
of
with
that.
these. All day with these.
Oh my
I'm
God,
telling
I didn't
you.
even think about that. All right. So Noah meets... No, I'm doing the wrong thing. Mouse. What is wrong with me? Mouse meets Ash earlier. I thought I had that note there. I could have somehow skipped over it. Oh, yeah. It was before the part where Imogen gets called in by the principal. Ash is transgender, by the way, because I was looking up the character and everything. And talks to Mouse about the Spectrum group and then asks Mouse to lunch. So then, fast forward, Mouse is messaging with Ash. It was cute. And she's all giddy. And she was like, bing! Like every time when she got the bing back, she's like, yeah! Which I thought was cute. The mom is also one of the young girl.
Original.
Miss
Yeah.
Mouse's mom. Is
Mrs.
from...
Mrs. Mouse.
I'm like, Mrs. Mouse. I can't even talk. Mouse, the mom, is also one of the original girls from that night. And I think she wasn't the only one that made that statement about, be careful out there. There's bad people out there or something like that.
Yeah, and listen, nobody leaves Millwood apparently.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Because
Why
I
do
don't
you
know
live
about
there?
your high school friends, but we're all in different directions for the most. I mean,
Well,
there's a
I'm
group of
close
girls
by.
that are whatever. But I was like, okay, so nobody leaves Millwood.
Nope.
Nobody.
Not when this terrible thing happened. Nope.
And isn't it great when the mom's kids they realize that all their moms were friends, but we didn't know that before, because
I know. It's you all stayed
in a way,
there, but you don't talk to each other.
But
I don't know.
So obviously they didn't really talk after that night, but they went on with their lives in Millwood
Millwood,
privately,
which is
in
really
this small
small.
town.
Yeah. The high school's
And 40 people. And then, but now all our girls are gonna come together the same way and be
Yeah.
best friends. And they're
we'll
gonna be
see.
friends. They're gonna be tight, right? We'll see.
Yeah.
And I'll get to my theory when you get to that scene.
Okay.
But I was just kind of I was like, oh, okay. So they live in Millwood. They don't leave Millwood, but their kids don't grow up together. But now they're gonna. I was just.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
something
I
I
know.
was like, well, I guess I should have read the books.
Oh, whatever. That's fine.
Anyway.
Okay.
making
So
me
now
laugh.
we go. Yeah. Karen and Greg are out at pizza, after dinner on a school night, which I don't understand what's going on there.
That was not Village Pizza inside in Saugerties, but the outside didn't it look like one of the pizzerias in Saugerties?
I don't. Oh, I didn't. I somehow missed the outside shot of that. Damn.
Okay.
I'll have to
I'm
go
almost
back.
positive that outside shot was over there, but the inside looked totally different to me.
Okay, I'll have to look at the outside.
almost
the
looked
inside
like the
that is not Village Pizza.
No, it almost looked like the old remember when Stella's station was across the street in Saugerties and they had a pizzeria? I can't remember the name of it. What did they call it?
Are you talking about Frank's?
Marigolds or no?
Oh. No, so Mirabella's.
When Mirabella's, I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, there's a
not
place in
Stella's
Saugerties
station.
called Mirabella's. Yeah. Totally different. There's a place in Saugerties called Mirabella's, but they moved to their new location. And the inside of it reminded me of that. And I was like,
well,
maybe
it reminded me of
it too.
it
Mexican restaurant over there.
I don't know. I'll have to find out. I'll find out.
I don't know. We're going to have to figure out what the inside of that was.
It looked run down in there. I was like, ooh. But what I loved were the cups on the tables were the red old school.
From Pizza Hut?
Yes. Yes.
Totally.
No, Pizza Hut was a big deal when I was little. It's not around anymore.
Me too.
That was a night out. That was a family night out, and we would get the soda in those glasses. And I remember rubbing on them like they were bumpy or whatever. I don't know. They had a texture to them. I remember the crushed ice was awesome.
Yeah. Dude, book it, man. I worked hard for that personal pizza. I mean, that pepperoni personal pan pizza. You know how many books I had to read for that?
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
And
I forgot about that.
Yeah. You would book it. I mean, we're kind of in the same age bracket where book it was a thing. But those red cups, so they have resurfaced. Somebody told me
really
that you can buy a stack of them at Hobby Lobby. We don't have a Hobby Lobby here, but I'm pretty sure
they're in the South, I think. Hobby Lobby.
Well, no, there's one in Albany.
There is?
Far from us.
Oh, Albany does.
Yeah, there's a Hobby Lobby. But listen,
Okay.
if you want some original Pizza Hut red cups for your collection, I know, Dave's a big collector, so.
No, I don't need any more stuff in my house, but thank you. But it did bring back memories. I was very excited.
It brought back. It made me want pizza too, because the pizza actually looked legit, good.
Yeah.
Pizza.
So he's just like, who cares? About the ballet stuff. Who cares? And I don't know. And then she's kicks him, and he's like, I'm leaving, and whatever. They fight. Everyone's staring at them. So then we have Farron is alone at school practicing, and of course the weirdo shows up.
Yes.
And she goes to
and of
follow
course she's
him.
alone practicing at the school.
I know, but then the Madame Giry shows up. I was like, Yeah. All right, now we have Imogen and Tabby talking at excuse me, their kitchen table. They're having pizza, by the way, too. Imogen is telling Tabby about her panic attack, and she was really stressed, and then she shows Tabby the invitation, and Imogen does mention, it just doesn't seem right that her mom killed herself. And, I hadn't thought about it. I thought her mom killed herself because she was scared, but then I'm like, maybe she didn't, because it really was, why would she do it when, her daughter has her friend over?
Made it look
yeah.
Yeah, my guess is they made it look to be a suicide, but it wasn't, obviously. It was maybe the creepy funny guy.
Oh,
girl,
I'm
person.
Sure. Yeah,
it was involved in that, but
creepy funny.
There's no way you're about to be a grandmother, and you're
no, it was
no,
it didn't make sense. Okay,
no.
So, but Tabby's like, you know what? You should run for spirit. I keep wanting to say teen spirit. Run for Spirit Queen. Now we have the custodian. And sees the creepy person, which, by the way, the custodian's not doing a great job because I saw a pile of crap all on the floor in the corner.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on. It's very messy.
That custodian is just not really up to par with.
Sees the creepy guy or person, girl. I don't know.
And he follows him.
Yeah,
right?
they're like, hey,
hey.
Now, meanwhile, again, why doesn't he get out his phone? What is going on
right now? At this point, and why are you going into another?
And then.
An outside trailer looking thing or something.
Acts like he doesn't know about it. He's the custodian. They're supposed to know all about.
Right, your grounds. Can you imagine? It was off the back of the school, right? I just got really Western New York with you.
The back of the school.
So, imagine you're in the school and you go out the exit and you're like, wait, what is this other building that's right behind where I would throw the trash out? Oh, let me just go in here. It's got a smiley face on
I know the
door
weird with dead eyes, right?
At this point, I was like, all right, dude. And then he was like, when he was in there and discovers and then sees him, he's like, well, I'm just good. That's it. I'm calling the sheriff. No, dude, you don't even go in there.
Oh,
I was
God.
laughing.
And
I
you
was
call
so
911.
upset.
Well, again, it's a
You don't call the sheriff again.
It's a
It is like
kitschy show.
It's like
It's like
1940, but it's 2022.
but it is. That's the whole point of these little
I know.
these shows.
I know.
But I just wanted
It's
to
like,
point out.
what was that show? The Truman Show? No.
Oh, I was
when he
thinking
was
Twin
like living
Peaks.
in a bubble. Like I feel
that was
like
Truman
we're in a
Show, yeah.
bubble.
Yeah,
We're in a bubble right now.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it.
a little bit like Twin Peaks ish too. Did you ever watch Twin Peaks?
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit like that too. They're like even though that was an older show, but their clothes were not. They were like, they were not of the
Listen,
times
I'm here for
either.
it.
Yeah.
I'm here for the background stuff.
So I paused it because what was I trying to do? Oh, I think I was just taking notes.
Look at the stuff on the
And
table.
on the table, yeah, I didn't even do that on purpose, really. But I was like, there was a teddy bear, there was
urine
ballet
cup,
shoes,
yeah.
the urine cup was there was a rat. So I guess they're really trying to tell us that the weird, creepy thing is the one behind all the stuff that happens the next day, right?
Watch it.
So
it's
our
like the principal or something.
our
Or
buddy.
the nurse that's doing it. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, well, the buddy comes in. I'm calling the person our buddy. The creepy person comes in and kills the custodian.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the next day, no one says anything about that. No one's
No,
like,
nothing
Are we
about-
lost
there's
our
a-
beloved custodian?
Yeah, like our only custodian.
Nobody
in
knows.
this school with one hallway is just dead in the back alley looking building with a smiley face, spray paint or something. Or I think it
I
was
know.
I keep saying smiley face,
I
but I'm
mean,
pretty sure it was.
I'm sure
It was
that
some sort of graffiti, but
our
we're not
friend-
mourning that at all. We're not mourning that. We're not mourning the suicide that apparently happened. Like she's not even like.
No. Yeah, I don't know. So Tabby and Imogen walk in, and their Spirit Queen signs up for Imogen, and Karen's are all wrecked, which I thought were awesome. Actually, it was awesome. But
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Imogen
And they
Tabby-
made those overnight, by the way. I mean, they have like a printing.
yeah, well, that was another thing.
They made
we saw
those literally
signs.
overnight.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I know,
like
perfect,
the new Imogen
perfect.
ones.
Yeah,
They were perfect. Like they came from like a printing company.
yeah, like really
overnight
good technology
after their pizza.
for a very back.
I mean, that's amazing.
No, but they didn't do it. They didn't make those signs. Yeah. Oh, I thought you thought they made
yeah.
those signs. But I know. I don't know why
They
the
had them
principal-
overnight. Like who
Like
does?
yeah, the clown, funny guy, girl, whatever, terror thing did this. So apparently they
Yeah.
have access to really good printers and technology, but not an H&M. And no one leaves the town. So, but
Yeah.
they have really good technology.
Yes.
So of course the principal thinks it's them. So basically all the girls get detention. So Karen has a dead rat in her pocketbook. Mouse gets called to the office for the rat. I don't know why they blame Mouse because it's a rat. I don't really understand.
Yes,
that was
yes, of
oh my
course.
god. So then
Because Karen Calder wrote it.
I know, but like there's no evidence, and they're just
Yeah,
like,
again.
you did it.
You did it because
yeah. Because this is sheriff's daughter, they have to like Cal, like
Correct.
Cal Jacobs. There's a razor in Karen's ballet slipper. Oh, that was like terrible.
Oh my God, that was
They blame
gross.
Farron. I don't know why,
Yeah.
because Farron has the lead part, so why would she be doing that?
I'm like loving the name Farron, by the way.
I know it's a cool name. It's like Farrah,
But I think of
but
Farron Young.
Oh,
You
I
remember
don't know.
Farron Young, the singer?
No, I never
Oh
heard
my
that name
gosh.
before.
Well, he was in the country realm. Country,
Oh,
like,
then no.
realm of things.
No.
Rock, but
No.
great musician. But anyway,
Oh, and then
for another time. But anyway,
Yes.
that's where I was like, ooh, Farron. I love that name.
yeah, it's a cool name.
My new barista her name's Parker. And I was like, I
Oh.
met her today when I went to go get my latte this afternoon. And the owner introduced me. She's like, oh, Parker's training, but she's going to be at the other location or whatever. And I was like, I love that name.
Yeah,
And she was like, oh,
Like
I was
Parker Posey.
Parker Posey.
yeah.
And the girl was like, that's like one of the things, whatever. And then the owner of all that Java, and if you're in our area, it's amazing. They have several locations in Tivoli, Millbrook, Kingston,
Yep.
Plug, and Rhinebeck.
Yep.
Anyway, so nice. She was like, oh, my son, my oldest, I think she said, is named Parker too. I was like,
Oh,
that's a cool
really?
name. I'm really
cool.
digging the Parker.
Yeah,
for
it's a good
for a
name.
girl or a boy.
Yeah.
I like it. Anyway,
By the way, the
And
name of that
Farron.
place, because you said it kind of quiet, is All That Java. FYI.
yes, it's my
Okay.
jam.
Yeah. Oh, and Noah fails her drug test. They find marijuana in her pee-pee,
Yeah.
which is again, like, What happened to that sample?
So did the creepy guy, like girl guy, smoke a joint and like pee in a cup and then like
Yes. And made the posters. He was stoned, or he or she was stoned. Made
So wait a second.
amazing posters.
Hold on.
What?
I just had a revelation here. I think the creepy, you know who I think the creepy person is? Karen's
Who?
mom. It's Karen's mom. Watch.
So here's a theory that I saw by mistake, kind of, because I scrolled on.
Well, before you say that, can I tell you my real theory so that I don't think it's spoiled by what you're saying?
Okay. Well, they all think Karen did it, right? Like they all
Yes.
think Karen did.
And
all the
I
stuff.
think Karen is okay. So Angela, remember I
Who
was
died?
telling you like
Yeah.
Angela who died.
Yeah.
I feel like the girls, the same thing happened in 19 whatever.
Yeah.
Those girls were brought together by some creepy person for whatever reason,
Okay.
right? And Angela was really Karen, so to
Okay.
speak, right?
Okay.
So Karen's character is basically going to be a repeat of Angela's
Oh.
situation.
Maybe.
Right? So I'm already like in my head, I'm like, oh, okay. So Karen, basically everybody, Karen's going to try to get everybody to believe her that she didn't do any of this. I didn't plant this or plant that or whatever. Like, do you believe me now? And she,
Oh,
like
right.
this whole thing, it's gonna, yeah, that's what my theory
Okay.
is basically the same thing is going to cycle through. And, but I was like, really with the Karen, the way they were saying like, oh, that's such a Karen move. I was like, can you not
Yeah,
pick
I
the
know
name
they had to
Karen? 'Cause
name
that's
their
like
Karen because they were like, our school
I
is
know.
full of Karens. I'm like, oh God,
I
really?
was like,
Come on.
oh,
That's an old
I
joke
thought
now.
we were
I
over
feel
the
like that's an
Karens.
old
It's
joke.
so
I know.
old.
I was a little like,
So
come
old.
on now.
What's your theory?
Well, let me just say how Imogen ends it. Like Imogen
Oh.
says, like, we got to get revenge, and she's like, we'll kill her. I'm like, what? Like, what?
Right. So that's what I was saying.
Right.
And I'm
Right.
just like flashing to that scene in the beginning at the dance where she was like, we talked about this. So I'm
Right.
feeling like this
Yeah.
is like those moms, here's their girls. They're going to kind of become a circle of people that stick together and everybody's going to be against Karen, AKA Angela back in the day.
Maybe.
Because that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
No, I didn't think about that part. Only thing I thought about was the A in the the A is the mystery, stands for Angela. And there's a theory that the creepy person is Angela's mom doing all this shit. Sorry, stuff.
Angela's mom.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And I'm thinking that Angela is really Karen's mom and didn't really die.
You
How's
mean-
that? No.
Oh,
Just
no.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm going too far. But yeah, that makes sense though.
It would make sense that it's
It would be
Angela's mom
because
trying
it
to do
looks
it.
like an older person, perhaps. It
They
could be
look. They're
makeup, but-
standing like they're like they're a scarecrow a little bit, which also was making me laugh. Like so stiff.
So Angela's mom is going to seek revenge, but then basically recreate the same story, but framing Karen. And why?
I don't know.
What is the relevance of Karen's dad and Karen's mom? See, now I'm kind of into the scoop here. Like, I want to like,
Ooh. Or what if it's
Yes.
Karen's twin?
oh my gosh, the twin.
But the twin's not that big. Like when they show the.
Yeah, but why?
But why?
But she's
Yeah.
there. Why isn't Karen an only child like everybody else?
Yeah.
Well, it just
We'll
seems
see.
like they're creating this like everybody's an only child, possibly. They only have one
Right.
girl, one kid, and it's a
Right.
girl.
Everybody just had girls. Yep. And then they're all
they
like
have
single
two, and
moms
then-
too, right? Aren't they all single moms?
And there's something weird about like the mom and the whole Karen family. So,
yeah.
but
Like
okay,
when
that
the-
makes
yeah.
sense with the Angela and the A and the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the theory. It's Angela's mom. Maybe it's Kelly. I don't know. Maybe it's Karen's mom. I didn't think about that. The Angela's mom
I
would
don't
make
know.
the
I could
most
be
sense.
way off here.
But I know I saw somewhere they were like, you will never guess like the whole thing. You will never guess. But
Huh.
I never say never. Not to Jackie and Diana.
That's right. We will crack this case.
Yeah. All right. Wow, we went an hour with
it.
this one.
Oh, well, we had a lot to.
This
'cause
was
it
the
like,
first episode.
You have to like showcase too, and
Yeah.
of, like the characters and the rundowns and.
And I'm very excited
boy.
to find out. Oh, I did ask her, my friend there who worked on set, is this supposed to be a limited series or is it they're going to be another season. And she said, we're hoping for a season 2. But they didn't hear yet.
Okay.
So,
all right.
if they film again, we are
Yeah.
on that.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks
So,
for listening.
Yeah, you can email us at homebodiesonly@gmail.com.
You can find us on
You can
Instagram.
find us on Instagram, Jackie and the Sticks, STIX. That's my handle.
Yep. I'm Diana Lynn with 2 N's, 819, and you can find me because my profile says that I'm
Public.
a school psychologist and I'm a
Oh,
Bodies Only
there you go.
podcast co-host.
Yeah, I think mine says that too. Something. Also, if you want to join, it's a big one though. There's like, I don't know how many people. If you join the at least so far, I've just done one. Originals, Pretty Little Liars Original Sin Facebook group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I joined that too.
Yeah,
That's a
invite
good
you.
way to chat about it.
Chat about the show.
Yeah, emails. Love to hear
Okay.
your
Yes.
theories too. So
Yes.
there you go.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.